In this video, we're going to show you how to fill out the last couple of sections of the academic history section in the UC application. So now you've put in all your colleges, you've put in all the courses you've taken at those colleges. The next couple screens are about whether or not you will meet the minimum requirements for admission. So in this particular section, they're asking whether or not you will have satisfied the entry-level writing requirement. Now, because English is a required course to transfer, you want to click on yes. And then the next question is asking whether or not you will be certified for IGETC prior to transfer. Now, this is going to vary from student to student. You may or may not be completing IGETC. So either put yes or no, depending on what your situation is. Oftentimes, IGETC is not required for admission, so this should not really have a bearing on that. But if you ever want to make sure, you're more than welcome to talk to a counselor to confirm if you will be completing IGETC as part of your plan. Next, the application is trying to gather, will you have the minimum 7-course pattern for admission? And as you'll recall, those 7 courses include your 2 transfer level English courses, your transfer level math, and 4 additional courses that come from 2 different general education areas. So you'll notice first is the English section. I put in that I was taking or I had taken English 102, but I didn't put in another English course. And so the system is telling me, well, we have one here, but what's the status of the second course? Now, in this situation, I was assuming that I was using AP English in order to meet that requirement. And so if you are in this same situation, what you want to do here is you want to put none planned, not completed, because you're not using a course to fulfill that requirement, you're using a test. And so you'll notice when I do that, this message pops up saying that I can use either the AP English Language or AP English Literature exam, if I passed it, of course, to fulfill that requirement. And I can enter it in the test score section, which is after this one. So that is how I would show that. Now, if I do not have the AP English and it's still giving me this message, that means I must have forgotten to put my other English course. And so make sure you go back to your college courses and fix that. Now for math, it's the same thing. You should see a math course listed here, the way that English is up here. If you took a math course with us, that counts. If you're using AP, put the none planned and you'll get that same message. If you intended on using a course, again, go back to your college courses and put that there as well. You want to make sure that you're accurately showing you'll have these requirements, because if you don't, you likely will be denied admission because you're not meeting the minimum requirements. And then lastly, if you see this message saying that you will have at least 4 courses in those 2 areas, you're good. That's basically rounding out those 7 courses that are required. So we're going to save and continue. And then this is our last section. So they do want to know whether or not you've ever been on academic probation. If you have, select yes, and then indicate whether or not this probation was at a school other than a UC. If it was, you want to select yes and put which school that was. Okay. If it was at a UC, they can see that information, so they're not asking for the campus. The UC transfer pathway, you'll notice, is not a required question, so you could leave it blank entirely. If you do want to indicate whether or not you followed a pathway, check the majors first. There might not even be a pathway for your intended major. If there is, you could always follow this link and see if you took those courses. Again, it's up to you, it's optional, and it does not have any impact on your admission, so there's really no need necessarily to stress too much about that question. And then last but certainly not least is the additional comment section. Now, this again is optional. You're not required to put anything in here, but if there are things that you want to explain about your academic history, this is the place to do that. So maybe there was a semester or a year that you did not perform as strongly academically. This is your opportunity to put that. If courses that you needed for your major were not offered, this is a place to offer that. Or if I'm trying to think, if you had a break in attendance or something was going on that again is not clear, this is an opportunity for you to address that. Okay. Once you've done that, you want to save and continue. And that's it. You are done with your academic history section. Just make sure to review that everything is correct, and then you're ready to move on with the app.